Hey, here we go. Another edition of Sit Down at Uptown. Another Sit Down at Uptown, man. Host white boy Angelo Sykes, man. Owner of Uptown Comedy Corner. And tonight we got the pleasure of having my man Steve Brown in the building. Steve Brown, man. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure to be hanging out at Uptown, man. It's just a natural, just a good vibe, man. It's always a great vibe being here, man. So I appreciate you having me. Appreciate you having me as always.
What's up, brother? I appreciate that, man. So, Steve, I like doing these interviews, man. I like to go back first. All right.
So you going back before I got saved?
Yeah, before you got saved. Man. We want to go way back, right? Let's start with,
all right,
what's a young Steve Brown, man? A young kid. How was he?
Very energetic, always into something. Curious, I'm just full of life, man, enjoying life. And of course I had my share of trouble, but again, I was just always fun loving, and at an early age, man, I got addicted to laughs. Real talk. I just love to see people laugh, and that just became a part of me, man. And I think that alone started my comedic journey. I didn't know I was gonna be a comedian, but I was just always, the center of laughs. And it was like, damn, if you wasn't laughing, then we wasn't having a good time.
Right?
So yeah. So that started very early.
So what part of Alabama are you from?
Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's an Indian word that means ain't shit to do. But I love my city. I'm telling you, man, no matter where I go, I can be in Jerusalem.
Right.
They got to say Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Gotta say it.
Yeah, I'm proud of my city, man. Proud of my city. It's about 14 of us, but I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us. Yeah.
So you said you were energetic. I mean, in school, were you the class clown type, or were you studious?
All that.
All that?
Oh, man, listen. One thing about me, I was the class clown. Got on everybody's nerves, man. And people were like, man, you want to be a comedian with all this. And I would take it as an insult. It was just me just being funny. But I always, did my work. You know what I'm saying? So if I did do bad in school, it wasn't because I wasn't doing my work. It was because I would get kicked out of school. And when you get kicked out of school, them zeros add up.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes you can't catch up. So yeah, but definitely, man, everything was love, man. Growing up in my hometown. Of course, I was born in Detroit.
Okay.
And I was they called us riot babies because I was born in '67. Right. So that's when the Detroit riots happened. Right. So it was so bad until my mom moved us to LA. So we moved to LA, and I went to LA, and for some odd reason, I started getting in trouble in LA. Started getting in trouble with the little gangbangers, all that. So my mom immediately moved me to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I was raised by my grandparents. And my granddad, he was a strict holiness preacher. Okay. Sanctified. I mean, I went to one of them churches where they be running, jumping, turning flips, throwing chicken. Right. Go Sunday morning, get out there Wednesday evening. And I promise you, one thing I remembered about my grandfather is when I got off the Greyhound bus. Now, if you take a trip on the Greyhound bus, an hour trip turned into 4 days. 100%. So I'm coming from California to Alabama. So I was on the Greyhound bus for at least 10 weeks. So I'm tired, my body beat down. As soon as I got off the bus, he beat my ass.
Really?
He let me know what it was going to be. Wow. And he wouldn't tolerate that. At the bus station in front of everybody.
Is that right?
Yes.
Welcome home.
Welcome to what it's going to be. So, and honestly, man, he really, really molded me into the man I am today. You know what I'm saying? He was a strong disciplinarian. He was a provider. And he just taught me a whole lot about life, man. I have one of his sayings on my arm, and it's a lot of people won't understand it, but it says you can't catch a rabbit with your dogs tied. And older men always had these little sayings. And I found out what it was. You always gotta be prepared, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got them dogs tied, and somebody call you to go catch that rabbit or whatever you got to do, and you don't have them ready, then you're going to miss out. Right. So he always tell us, man, be ready. The opportunity is coming, But I didn't even know I was going to be on this interview. You just called me, and guess what? Them dogs untied, and I'm here.
Just like that.
I'm here.
I want to take a quick break in action and tell you all thank you for watching our videos. I want to let you know we have so many more videos, big interviews coming with all the world famous comedians that come through Uptown Comedy Corner. So stay tuned for more. And now, back to this outstanding interview. So, did you do athletics in school?
Yeah, I played football. Played football. A little bit of basketball, man. I tried baseball when I was in Little League, and I'm terrified of baseball.
Why?
When I was in Little League, I never forget, I was playing at the local YMCA, and my coach was hitting pop flies. I played in the outfield. I tried to anyway. And this little white kid, he was playing beside me, and he was hitting pop flies so we can, make sure we catch the ball or whatever, field the ball. And he misjudged it, and it hit him right here, and broke his eye socket, his eye hanging out. So I just went to the car. I ain't even come back.
That's a wrap.
I went to the car. As a matter of fact, my mama was like, "What you doing? How did my car get crunk?" I ain't even had no keys. I hotwired that bitch. I'm like, "No, man." But, and it's like when I did the football thing, I was super reckless. You know what I'm saying? But, because I knew I had on, protective gear. Right. But it is baseball thing. You just out there with you and that hard ass ball. Who want to get hit with a ball?
Yeah. Like, no deal.
No deal. No deal. Like, no, ma'am. So, yeah.
So. All right. So, and you went to school in Alabama?
I went to Central High School. High School, when Central High School was a powerhouse. Okay. And like I said, man, I always had a great relationship with. I had a lot of friends, and we're still friends to this day. And then I went on to finally graduate from Central High School because I was there for a minute because I kept getting in damn trouble. I think I'm the only person in the history of the Tuscaloosa City Schools to get kicked out of school for acting up at a Christmas parade. A non-school activity. I'm gonna tell you how it happened. Hey, man, listen, I got sent to an alternative school called Parkview Learning Center because I'm gonna tell you, you know how they be throwing the candy off the floor? I was picking it up, throwing it back, and they caught my ass. And the thing is, I thought it was like a little minor stuff, but see, I had already been getting in trouble so much, getting kicked out of school for making people laugh. Right. So the superintendent was like, "We tired of your black ass. You got to go." So they put me in the Parkview Learning Center, and it's crazy, man, because everybody besides probably one or two people who went to this alternative school with me are dead or in prison.
Are you serious?
Are dead or in prison. No lie. So me and a couple of others, we were like success stories. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I think that was the best thing for me. It woke me up. I started, really focusing in school, graduated, and then I went on to Stillman College, which is the HBCU there. Okay. And I went on to graduate from there. But it was a really, really great experience, man. And of course, attending an HBCU.
Talk to me about it.
Yeah, man, let me tell you something. If you can survive at a HBCU, you can survive anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. That's the ramen noodles, all that. We had ramen noodle cakes, nigga. Get them. Yes.
Ramen noodle cakes.
Look, if you can survive at a HBCU, you can survive anywhere. So, but I got my start in comedy at Stillman College as well. Because, of course, me being who I was hosting all the step shows. I was hosting the pageants, everything, because they wanted some comedic flair. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Ricky Smiley, he comes to the school. And I opened up the show for him, doing what I do. He was like, "Man, you ought to start doing comedy." I'm like, for real? Like, yeah. Right. And then he took me on the road. But I was raised the old school way. I was raised, of course, brought into the business by Ricky Smiley, Doug Williams. Do you remember Ray Russell? He's called Ray. Shout out to Ray. All of them took me under their wing, and I was really hazed in the comedy business. At that time, I was working in this place called Toyota Rent-A-Car. So my boss, he was really, really cool. He believed in my dreams of being a comic. So he would let me get the cars for free on the weekend so I can go to do shows.
Really?
And
that's cool.
Ricky and them had me be the driver.
Right.
I drove from Alabama to Oklahoma to everywhere. That was to be on the show with them. And honestly, I appreciate it because now I understand. And then I started running into other comics who were just as bold. Like back then, if you weren't a headliner, you ain't got no business in the green room. Right. You couldn't do none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I came up under that era, and you try to implement it now, and people are like, "You asshole, this is not." Like, no, this is the way I was raised, and I believe that if a lot of other younger comics came up like that and understood that this is a earned privilege, then they will respect the business even more. Because now people think like, okay, I'm funny, so I'm gonna be a comedian. And then you let them in the door so easily, then they start disrespecting the crowd. You have the fights at the club, you have this going on, all this craziness because they don't really respect the art of comedy and this great establishment or even hosting them to let them work on the craft. You know what I'm saying? So they take everything for granted. But once you start, kicking them out of here and shooting them and all that, then they'll understand this ain't the place, So, and honestly, man, me and a couple of other veteran comics are talking, man. This is like home to us. This is a Black-owned, Black-ran comedy club, and every comic that comes here feels at home. We feel like we are loved at this club versus the other club we've gone to. Because honestly, I can say it, the other clubs in Atlanta, they treat us Black acts, like we ain't shit. They have promoters. They sometimes they don't come check on the show. It's just like, hey, you here, fuck you. It is what it is. And I've had that several times. I've never had that here. And everything has been respectful. So I'm just thankful to you, man. I'm thankful for the club and the whole staff. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
Appreciate that, brother. Hey, guys. Just want to take another quick break to say, again, thank you for watching this interview. But now what I need everybody to do is subscribe to the interview. Hit that button down there, subscribe, so you can continue to get all the videos, get the notifications, because we got so much more content we want to share with you. And again, thank you for watching. So, Steve, so you were at Stillman. Mm-hmm. And you say that's what started your comedic journey.
Right.
So tell me the actual first time where you actually performed comedy.
I did it at a statewide step show. Now, it's hard to do comedy at a statewide step show. Man. And I'm going to tell you what's crazy. And Angela, I'm going to knock on wood and every damn thing else. Listen, as a comic, I've never been booed.
Really?
Never in my career. God has been shining on me. I've never been booed. Now, I've never been booed because I'm smart. Okay, at this statewide step show, which I know I shouldn't have been doing comedy. It was, I remember I opened up for TLC in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Now, I'm sure you heard about the statewide step shows. Mm-hmm. Step teams from all over the nation come. Sure. It'd be packed. And it used to be at the University of Alabama. I was hosting. They brought me up. And Michael Jackson's, that was the time Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire. Mm. I did that one joke. I said something about Michael Jackson. And I remember I had a lighter and a spray can. And I said something, and I lit the fire with the spray can, and people went crazy. Right. And they lost it. And then as soon as it died down, I was like, all right, I'm out. Because I ain't had no jokes. Right. I was like, I'm not going to get booed. So that was it, man. And then it's like, okay, that gave me a little confidence, but I knew that I had to write some damn jokes. You know what I'm saying? So as time went on, I started writing, being on stage. Ricky would take me places. And, I met Don, DC Curry, a whole lot of other comics, man. They would let me do guest spots. I would come over here, at the old Uptown, jump on stage, man, and just really just work at it. And, hey, here I am today, still bombing.
So that was your first time actually performing comedy?
First time.
Okay. That's interesting.
You know what?
So has you pledged at that point?
Huh?
Has you pledged at this point?
No.
Okay.
No, that was afterwards. Man, let me tell you something. I was getting in trouble in college. All that. I tried to go online in college. And finally, after college in 03, the brother that brought me in, his name is Son Wilson. I grew up under them. We lived in the same neighborhood. Okay. All the brothers were Qs. All of them. He was like, brother, you got to see it through. So I kept going. And finally I crossed in 03. But I ran with all the undergrad brothers. But every time something was about to happen, either I'm on social probation, or or the bras got kicked out the yard. So it's like, man, I'm still gonna get this. But definitely, man, it's one of the best moves that I ever made, man, because I really, live by the principles of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. A lot of people, say a lot of things, do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, just like, you're a man of Phi Beta Sigma and you live by those principles. No matter how we trip out and hang out, you know what those principles are 100%. And you're true to them. So that's just what it is, man. And I love what it's about. And, when changing for the world,
So at the point where you did the Michael Jackson joke, or let me rephrase that. At what point did you say, this is what I'm going to do? This comedy thing.
When them people lost their mind over that damn gimmick, that Michael Jackson gimmick, and I saw them people running and losing their mind, I'm like, I'm the man. I'm finna do this. And ever since then, I started jumping on stages, win, lose, or draw. Now, I can sit here and tell you the truth that I've never been booed, but I can't lie and say them motherfuckers ain't get quiet on my ass. That's the worst thing in the world. I would rather be booed than them to sit there and get quiet because you don't know what them people thinking. They could be thinking like, man, I ought to kill this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. And honestly, as a comic, when the crowd gets quiet, that is like the longest time in the world. And me, when I'm on the road, we all know I kind of go over or whatever. But it's like, if the crowd ever yell, so if the crowd get quiet, I'm like, man, where's that goddamn light? Bring that light. But it's very rare that I've made a crowd go quiet unless I'm setting up a joke and then they're listening. But my style of comedy is like rapid fire. So it's like if you don't get this joke, another one coming at you right now, bam, 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 bam. That's just my style. So. I when the crowd get quiet, it's like I said, it's either I'm setting up a setup joke, or setting up a premise, and then I'll come with the punchline. But I ain't gonna lie, when that crowd get quiet on your ass, you like, man, and everybody get to looking at their phone and like,
or even worse, you hear them talking. You
You start trying to talk over them, and you try to talk over them, but the mumbling get louder. Right? You be like, hey, man, y'all like me? Oh, these niggas don't like me.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, at what point did you say, I got it? What were you on a stage? And what stage was it where you be like, oh, man, I'm Steve Brown?
Angelo, you know what, man? I've been doing this over 20, 25 years.
Okay.
So I can't go back and say, I just know I've had some really good shows. I've had some great experiences.
Okay.
I've had some terrible experiences. This business has actually made me cry. Real talk, as a man. Because you go through so much, being blackballed, by people who you thought would be there for you. Because I learned the hard way that this is a business.
Right.
We can have friends. I can love you to death. But at the end of the day, this is a business. And people get tied up in that. And when I came into the business, I came in thinking we're all one big fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm going to be like the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma. I'm going to be like the Qs. I'm going to be like the Cap. We all big one. No. Niggas are everywhere, and it's a business. Yeah. And they will stab you in the back. They will do anything they can to get up that slippery slope of success. And that's just what it is. And it happened to me. And I became bitter, not with the business of comedy. I love business. I became bitter with the comics. Because at one time, I had a knockout reign going. I was knocking niggas out. I was beating niggas' asses in the comedy business. And that hurt me. I got in my own way because I was getting in my feelings because every time somebody disrespected me, I'm like, oh, no, I got to have your ass because you knew though. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I've gotten older, I'm still kicking asses because these niggas deserve it. And I'm just kidding. But no, actually, man, you get older, you get wiser. And you have to take that long look in the mirror at yourself and say, okay, I got to hold myself accountable, and I don't want to keep getting in my own way.
Okay.
So you stay clear of it. You try to help where you can help, and you continue working on your brand. And I'm really proud that I'm at that point. You know what I'm saying? So But to answer that question, which I went all the way around the world, I don't know, man. It's like when I get on stage, I feel like I'm that dude. Ain't nobody fucking with me at all. I don't give a damn. It's a good friend of mine, Sir Walt. He used to say, "It ain't who you know, it's who you're looking at." So my thing is, the big names, the A-listers, the people y'all know, they ain't fucking with me when I get on stage. That's just what it is. I respect them. I pay homage, but when I get on stage, it's all about me. Right. And I can't worry about, what they're doing or their status and all that. And see, another thing, a lot of comics get caught up in another comic's status because they're doing well or they have more notoriety. My thing is, keep going. Keep your head down. Stay focused. Stay hungry. Keep working. Stay prayerful. And keep knocking niggas out. Keep knocking. And it'll come, man. It'll come. It'll come. So, yeah. That's what's up.
Hey, I just want to take another quick break to say again, thank you for watching this video. And want you to continue to watch our videos. So what I need you to do right now is like, subscribe, share, and please leave a comment. We want to know how you look, how you think about the videos, what we can do better, some questions you may want us to ask. So please continue to watch the videos. And again, please like, share, and subscribe.
So let me ask you this about Uptown.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first time actually performing at Uptown? You remember?
When Uptown wasn't Uptown.
Okay.
It had the name. Uptown was the place to be. It really was. But Uptown didn't show comics love. Didn't show the comics love at all. Comics would work there because it was a pretty decent club. And it was a club where everybody wanted to be. But Uptown didn't show the comics genuine love. Now, ownership's changed. Everybody's in love with Uptown because the owner is a dude who is caring, he's compassionate, he tries to understand what the comics are going through, and he's just a really cool, genuine dude. How much you paying me for this interview? So yeah, man, and you've done a phenomenal job, man, an excellent job, and all of the comics respect you because you show respect to the comics. Even, Angelo, you're the type of dude where the comic will bomb and you ain't go and hug and be like, "That's all right." Us comics be like, "Man, you don't get that nigga out of here." Because when a comic bomb, they want to come around to other comics, kind of be like, "Oh, get this thing. I don't want that shit on me." Angelo come to me, "Sorry, man, smoke my cigarette. Get a puff. It's okay." So yeah, man, it's I mean, you've always been, super respectful to me, man. You've always been a great communicator, and I mean, honestly, the comics, the Atlanta comics, and the comics that come and visit this club, they're grateful. They're grateful. So yeah,
appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, I want my money.
Yeah, no doubt. That was good. We're gonna splice that one, but that was a commercial right there, Steve. So Steve, you've done a lot. Mm-hmm. You've been all over the world. Mm-hmm. Like you said, 25 years, man.
Right.
So what is it when Steve sits back and says, "I haven't done this yet"? What is that?
I haven't done, I would like to do sitcoms. Okay. I would like to do sitcoms. I'm working on that. I'm working on just comedic acting, man. And honestly, I like seeing younger comics develop. The ones that fucking listen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed, man. I am. And people don't realize it, man. If you look at it in retrospect, I'm doing something a lot of people are not doing. I'm doing something a lot of people are not doing. And you know what that is? I got a job that I actually love.
How about that?
It's a lot of people, it's a lot of y'all going to work dreading it. Dreading you. And guess what? You're probably making more money than me, but you hate your job. God bless me with this job where I can sit here, I can write, I can be free. By the way, that is like my, when I get on stage, that is, like people drink, they smoke, they get a cigar to relax or to have that quiet time, whatever. Mine is being on stage. Mine is being on stage. That's my therapy, being on stage. And people, for you motherfuckers that always complain that Steve Brown be on stage too long, I do, is because I'm giving me self-therapy. Now you know. It's self-therapy. It ain't me being greedy. I need therapy. I need therapy. So I give myself therapy. So mind your damn business. I'm sick. So with that being said, man, it is, man. So that is a major blessing.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Okay. So sitcoms is where you want to.
I want to do that. And of course, of course, I produce my own shows. You know, not like the great Angelo, but shit, I do what I can. And I just love being an entrepreneur, man. I really do. You know, and I love my craft. I love this business. You know, yeah.
So the adjustment, because you have been, you're now one of the OGs, right? You accept that?
They you know what, man? Let me tell you something. You know what? I accept the fact that they call me OG.
Okay.
But, look at me. I'm going through a midlife crisis. I'm 55. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I can still do a lot of things these younger comics can do.
Right.
Of course, I box. I do all that shit. But at the same time, when they call me that, it's a thing of respect. Sure. But just being called the OG, that is like, nigga, you old. and me looking back at OGs, when I picture an OG, is an old nigga with some sweats and Stacey Adams on.
Right.
A lot of keys. And that's not me. I'm like, yeah. But it sounds awful, but I look at it like, man, thank you. I appreciate it. It's really a blessing to be called a leader or a teacher or whatever. So it's cool, man,
Hey, thank you again for watching this video. And again, please like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? If you're in the Atlanta area anytime soon, please go to uptowncomedy.net. Check out our website. See all the big-time comics we come in. We have so many shows, 7 days a week. Go to uptowncomedy.net. Look to see what's coming up next. And come join us in the crowd.
So, with that being said, as far as the OG concept, the current state of comedy, where you have the OGs who were here pre-social media, in the current social media climate, and you've adjusted to it. You're one of the ones who you started doing your own.
Of course, yeah.
You got your
Cerebral Chronicle.
You just shot some folk down.
I got the Cerebral Chronicles. I got Electric Clyde, and I just got the reaction videos, man. But yes, it's a new wave. You know what I'm saying? And I call them social medians. Okay. They've created that climate. But a lot of them have also gotten beside themselves. And what I mean by that is, yes, you are the shit on social media. You got some funny stuff. But at the same time, when you call yourself a comedian, you still got to hit that stage. Right. And a lot of them are forgetting that. And then you got some who are really hustling the business. They'll put up great videos, great content, and then put on, I'm a comedian, and then get booked knowing you ain't got no time. Now, it puts the club owner in a bad position, because what happens is you're saying that, but you selling out fucking shows.
Right.
So now you gotta say, okay, as a club owner, I'm a businessman. I gotta let this motherfucker in the club, but at the same time, is it going to affect me in the long run? Because people are coming to see this person and they bomb, and it's like, okay, now, I went to that club, but that's not on this club owner. That's on your ass for claiming you. But it's a good look for the club owner. It's a good look. Is everything has to kind of mesh and take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps, but it hurts. If you are a social median or just a social media comic, come in. Uptown has open mic night. All these clubs, go work on your craft. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're gonna do that, host the show. Quit trying to come in like you the headliner, knowing you ain't no damn headliner. That's correct. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got no time. Your watch don't even work. You ain't got no time. But you jumping on stage, doing all this stuff. But social media has created a climate now to where it's not really about being funny anymore. They just want to see you. They want to see you. Charleston White. I don't have a problem with him. I ain't gonna even say I have a problem with him. I shouldn't even say it like that, because I don't. He's a pretty cool guy. I met him before, but To me, he's not a comedian, but he talks a lot of shit. He's very entertaining.
Right.
Very, and people want to hear what he got to say.
Right.
Came in, sold the place out.
Right.
I mean, it's just people love what they see on social media, and they equate it to being a good comedian, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to come across as being a hater, but you know. No, Charleston, I've never seen Charleston White at open mics or anything like that and this and that. So I can't say he's a comedian, but I can say that he's a very entertaining person. And and he talk a lot of shit. And unfortunately, and fortunate for him, people like drama. People like to hear shit talking.
Sure.
Yeah, so, so that's just what it is. And if he can capitalize off that, hey, more power to him. But again, the social media wave is here to stay.
Yeah.
So me being a OG, so to speak, I gotta get on the wave, but I'm still gonna be funny.
Right.
So when my social media shit does catch fire and people really want to see me, they know what they're getting when they see me.
That's right.
So it's a win-win for me.
Facts.
Win-win for me.
Facts.
So y'all can follow me on MySpace.
They said MySpace.
I ain't on Instagram yet, but
So real last question, man. So you also do a podcast.
Yeah.
How did that get started?
Man,
tell us about who all on the podcast
is. Man, I have OGs on the podcast.
OGs, for sure.
I have Lab Love, who's a very clever, funny comic. I have Marvin Hunter. Marvin Hunter is a very, very funny comic, clever. Jack Thriller, of course, controversial Jack Thriller, and honestly,
formerly known as Honey Buns.
Formerly known as Honey Buns. Yeah, he called himself Jackie Ruxpin and all this stuff. But it's called the Yeah We Talk Like This podcast, and we really do. It's like organized noise. It's not like people just sitting around talking. We really have topics we talk about, and just think about it. It's 4 comedic minds with 4 comedic takes, and it is hilarious. People are loving it. It's growing, and we're really proud of it, man. We're really proud of it. So if you, all of the listeners or viewers watching, y'all make sure y'all follow us on YouTube, the Yeah We Talk Like This podcast. Yeah We Talk Like This podcast.
It's hilarious too, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man.
Even when y'all started, who we doing this show for? Well, y'all get it started off the rip.
Yeah.
I love that.
So Angela, let me ask you a question, man. So the second show is about to start.
Yeah.
And I'm in here doing this podcast with you. So if I miss part of it, are you gonna dock me?
Nah, you good.
No, okay.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Because I gotta start the second show. And
Yeah. Something tells me it's gonna be all right.
Hey, man.
So
at the end of the night, you was late for the second show. Nigga, I was with
you. So last one, we do a top 5 on Classic Conversations, right? So I'm gonna get a top 5 out you. All right, it's gonna be a simple one. Ain't gonna be no comedian stuff. It's gonna be, give me your top 5 R&B singers of all time.
I'm old school. Luther Vandross. Okay. Phil Perry. You ever heard of him?
Of course.
Yeah. Who else? Hold on. Okay. Luther Vandross, Phil Perry. I used to like David Peaston. You remember him?
David Peaston.
Peaston.
You went way back.
Yeah. The dude that sing, I forgot, Blue Magic. That's a group. Sideshow. You remember Sideshow? So y'all young folks don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know about that, man. Yeah. Last one. R&B singers. You know what, man? I'm going to say Marvin Gaye because he was popular, but honestly, I do like Marvin Gaye, but it's so many, man. You got to understand, us OGs, we had singers back then, so you really can't, so yeah. If you had to say a top 50, I'd be like, that's easy.
Right. Now that top 5, that's why I like get you thinking. Like,
it's hard.
It's hard to narrow them down. Mm-hmm. Well, Steve Brown, man, we appreciate the time, brother.
Oh, you got to ask me about the comics. My top 5 comics.
I wasn't going to do the comics.
You don't want to?
I mean, if you want to throw them out there.
Hell yeah, I want to throw them out there.
Go for it.
5, Steve Brown. 4, 3, Steve Brown. 3, Steve Brown. 2, 1, and 1, Steve Brown. If you don't believe in you, who else you gonna believe in? I love all the OGs and I respect them, but hey, I'm that dude. Thank y'all so much.
And there it is. Another edition of Sit Down Uptown. My man, Steve Brown. That rhymes. How about that? Hey, man. Good show, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. That was fun, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.